Good morning and welcome to today's verse. To God be the glory. What a great day it is today. Today's verse, it comes to us from the book of Romans chapter 13, verse 8. And it says this, "Owe no one anything except to love one another, for he who loves another has fulfilled the law." I've always wanted to pay my debts off. I've not wanted to owe anyone anything, whether it's an individual or an institution. I mean, if I borrowed my neighbor's tube, I always try to return his tube to him by the end of the day before the sun goes down. If somebody does some work for me, I always want to make sure that they get paid as soon as the job has been completed. Now, I've purchased, I don't know how many cars over the past 40 years, but I've never had a car loan that I held on past 2 years. I always try to pay it off early. The house that I'm living in, God's willing, I hope to pay it off long before the mortgage ever matures. My desire is to be debt-free. But you know what? Debt-free living as a Christian is impossible based upon our verse, because there is a debt that we will always owe, and that is love. Owe no one anything except to love one another, for he who loves fulfills the law. Now, at first glance, owe no one anything. Now, as believers, we might think that, well, as believers, we're not to borrow or to become indebted to any man. And so then the question comes to mind, well, okay, if that's so, then how can I ever purchase a car, a house, or some big ticket item? Well, in context of the chapter here and what comes before, especially verse 7, what it really says to us is that as believers, we are to set the example in paying our debts. So we're to pay our debts when they are due, which also probably implies that we probably should really live within the means of our income. Now, there is a kingdom principle here, and that cannot be overlooked, cannot be ignored, cannot be delayed. We must put it into practice. We are to love our neighbors. Yes, we are to love God and we are to love people, not simply in words, but also in deeds and the things that we do. As God has loved us, let us love one another. To God be the glory for the great things he has done. I pray that you would meditate upon this verse. It would be a word of encouragement to you today as you go throughout your day, a word that you would put into practice. And I pray that you would tune in again tomorrow, yes, as we consider today's verse. Amen.